Welcome back to Stoic Mentalism, where we explore vital topics using Stoic wisdom. Reaching the age of 61 and beyond is a profound gift, an opportunity to reflect on life and release what no longer serves us. It's a time when the wisdom of years allows us to finally shed the burdens we've carried, worries, obligations, and material things that do not lead to true happiness. In our earlier years, we often find ourselves entangled in societal pressures, accumulating both emotional baggage and physical items, believing they will bring fulfillment. But as we grow older, we learn the invaluable lesson that less is truly more. But before we dive in, like this video, and if you're new here, subscribe for more in-depth Stoic wisdom and leave a comment saying I subscribed so we can welcome you personally. This stage of life is about lightening the load, both physically and mentally. It's about letting go of the constant need for approval from others, releasing ourselves from the weight of judgment and expectations. Too often, we live our lives trying to meet the standards set by others, sacrificing our true selves in the process. But by 61, it becomes clear that the opinions of others are fleeting, and the only approval that truly matters is our own. This realization brings a profound sense of freedom. When we stop worrying about how others perceive us, we can finally embrace who we are unapologetically. Similarly, we discover that material possessions don't equate to happiness. We've spent years accumulating things, thinking they would bring comfort, only to realize they clutter our homes and minds. It's time to declutter, to create space for what truly matters: experiences, relationships, and memories. By letting go of the unnecessary, we create a simpler, more peaceful existence, where the focus shifts from the material to the meaningful. Social obligations, too, can become a burden we no longer need to bear. Throughout life, we've often said yes to events and invitations out of obligation, attending functions that drained rather than uplifted us. But now, it's time to embrace the power of saying no. We can choose where we spend our energy, prioritizing only those gatherings and relationships that bring us joy and fulfillment. By doing so, every encounter becomes more meaningful because we are fully present, not bound by duty or expectation. At this stage, we are invited to turn inward, to ask what truly brings peace and joy. The answers may surprise us, but they lead to a lighter, freer, and more joyful existence. It's not about living up to someone else's vision of life, but about finding serenity in simplicity and authenticity. Life, after all, doesn't need to be complicated. It can be filled with purpose and contentment when we release what holds us back and embrace what truly nourishes our spirit. This journey of liberation is a gift we owe to ourselves, to live fully, freely, and without unnecessary weight. The fourth thing to let go of is an excessive preoccupation with physical appearance. Throughout our lives, we are bombarded by societal beauty standards that push the idea of eternal youth and perfection. We are taught to wage a constant battle against time, against wrinkles, gray hairs, and the natural signs of aging. This obsession with appearance becomes a source of anxiety and insecurity, but with age comes wisdom, and we begin to realize that true beauty isn't skin deep. It's embedded in the journey we've lived. After the age of 61, each wrinkle, each gray hair, and every change in our body tells a story, one of resilience, laughter, love, and the experiences that have shaped us. Trying to hide or erase these marks would be a disservice to the lives we've led. At this stage, we no longer need to adhere to unattainable standards of youth and beauty. What truly matters is how we feel in our own skin, embracing the body we have with love and acceptance. Of course, it's still important to care for our health, stay active, and feel good about ourselves. But the goal shifts from chasing external approval to honoring the body that has carried us through life. Authentic beauty comes from embracing who we are, fully and unapologetically. The lightness of not needing to prove anything to anyone is liberating. We no longer waste our energy trying to fit into ideals that no longer serve us. Instead, we focus on self-care out of love and respect for the person we are today. Acceptance brings peace, allowing us to live more joyfully and freely, unburdened by superficial expectations. This inner contentment, this self-love, is where true beauty lies. The beauty of being exactly who we are, without fear, shame, or guilt. As we release the need to conform to societal standards, we open ourselves up to a deeper, more meaningful life. It's no longer about looking a certain way, but about living in a way that makes us feel radiant from within. This acceptance, this peace, is the real victory, an achievement far more valuable than flawless skin or a youthful appearance. At this stage of life, it's time to redefine beauty as something far richer and more profound than what we see in the mirror. It's about living fully, with intention, and finding joy in who we've become. The seventh thing to let go of is the habit of comparing ourselves to others. One of the most common traps we fall into throughout life is the temptation to measure our success and happiness against those around us. From an early age, we're exposed to societal standards that push us to believe that we should constantly strive for more achievements, more possessions, more recognition. We often look at others and think that their lives are somehow better, more fulfilling, or more successful than our own. But as time passes, especially after the age of 61, we come to understand that comparisons are not only exhausting, but ultimately pointless. Each person's life is a unique journey, filled with personal struggles, joys, and moments of growth. Constantly comparing ourselves to others blinds us to the value of our own path and makes us forget the countless milestones we've already achieved. Our individual experiences, accomplishments, and challenges are meaningful in ways that no one else can truly understand. Success and happiness have no universal blueprint. What fulfills one person may not resonate with another, and that's the beauty of life's diversity. Instead of striving to match someone else's trajectory, we should celebrate the fact that each of us is on our own unique path with different desires, goals, and values. By letting go of comparisons, we free ourselves to truly appreciate our own life story and the decisions we've made along the way. Every choice we make shapes our journey, and every path has its own rewards. When we stop looking outward for validation and start reflecting inward with kindness, we gain a deeper respect for our own lives. This is the time to stop measuring ourselves by other people's standards and to recognize the richness of our own experiences. After all, each of us has lived a life filled with purpose, beauty, and meaning, just as valid and worthy as anyone else's. There's no need to chase after someone else's definition of success anymore. Instead, we should focus on appreciating our own journey with all its imperfections and triumphs. When we stop comparing, we begin to see the true richness of our lives and how extraordinary our individual paths really are. If you found this content helpful, don't forget to like the video. This simple action helps us reach more people and continue delivering valuable content. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now is a great time to do so. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any future updates. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.